Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going today? I'm the Digital Ham, and today I have a kind of a weird video for you guys. It's not generally what I cover on this channel, but it's something that I am very, very excited about, and I wanted to give you guys my future projections on what's going to take place with the 2020 Shelby GT500. Before I get started in that specific point and topic, I wanted to cover something with you guys really quick, and this is an update on what's going on with YouTube and their compliance issues with becoming monetized for AdSense. So I received an email Wednesday of last week. I also received an email of Thursday of last week. These were both confirmation emails from Fullscreen that pretty much stated that because of the AdSense change as far as monetization and all the requirements and stuff, that because I was below the subscriber amount and I'm well above the amount for views. In fact, last month I had 6,000 views or 6,000 hours of view time. So I'm fine as far as that goes, but the subscribers does not meet the requirement. So therefore, they are no longer going to have a partnership with me. My contract will be null and void coming February 20th of this month, and I will lose all of my ad revenue. Now, what does that mean? Nothing, because I really don't make anything. It is disappointment because of the fact that I was using all those tools from Fullscreen, but I will be able to retain some of them. If I ever get to the point where I'm meeting the requirements needed for monetization, then I can reapply, and they said that the process would be very speedily and that we could get it done very quickly. So it's kind of upsetting, I'm not gonna lie, but guess what, guys? I'm gonna press on because this is what I genuinely like to do. I like making content for you guys, and I hope that I'm entertaining. If that is the case, help me out and hit that subscribe button. But that's tying that up. So if you guys are hitting me up with questions of what should I, get a partnership with Fullscreen, guess what, guys? It's not going to happen anymore. If you're not over 1,000 subscribers and have over 4,000 hours of view time, it's not going to happen. Sorry, guys. I'm in the trenches with you guys, so don't feel like you're the Lone Ranger out there, okay? Now, I will say this much. I'm thinking very, very, very seriously about starting a Patreon account. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, that's great, you're asking for handouts. Not specifically. The reason I was saying that is because of the fact that I could use that money from my Patreon account and donations that are made to me and my channel. I could use that money to buy products to review them for you guys and take votes and stuff. And if there was a specific product that you guys wanted to see me review, I would take that money out and I would get that product and review it. I don't care about the money thing. It's not really that. It's just I don't have the money to afford to buy all kinds of new products and stuff like that. And so it's just something I'm thinking about. If you guys like that idea, let me know in the comment section below. If not, no big deal. We'll press on. So as always, I'm trying to do a video and I've got guys out dumping trash. Great. And these guys are always late, and today they decide they're going to be on time. Fantastic. Anyways, so we're going to press on anyways. So let's get back to the topic at hand and the topic that I'm so excited to be talking about. Now, I understand this is not something I generally cover in my channel and on my channel with my videos, but it is something I'm extremely passionate about, and that is car enthusiasm and cars, and I mean just automotive anything automotive pretty much. Let's just leave it at that. I'm a huge fan of exotics. I'm a huge fan of domestics. I'm a huge fan of, I sold Hondas for a while. So I like the import, and I like the American muscle side, exotics, pretty much all of it. And one of the things that I've been very guilty of is being a huge Ford fan. I've always loved Ford. It's in my blood. And so I've really been looking forward to seeing what Ford would do with the 2020 Shelby GT500. Now, this has been in the rumor mill for a very long time, guys, that Ford was going to be coming out with a competitor against the ZL1 1LE Camaro, and also the Corvette Z06. But it's really more sectioned and in the sector of the Camaro than it is the Corvette. But given the right horsepower and everything, it could give the Corvette a run for its money. I've been watching for, man, a long time now. It's been a couple of years that I've been keeping up on what's going on in the automotive industry. If there's anybody that's got any kind of hint from Ford that they were going to be doing this, we saw mule cars out there that were just testing and, you know, prototypes and stuff like that, and it's really hard to define whether those are the real deal or if they're just another car that they might be doing a variant of, you know, like a Bullet or whatever. So let's get down to what we know. We know that Ford released at the auto show this year in January. They released the information that's they released a trailer pretty much that said it would be 700 plus horsepower. Now, it didn't go into great detail. It just said 700 plus horsepower. Now, there's a couple things that I want to pull away from this. Now, we know directly from one of the large VP, I don't know if he's the VP, but he's one of the higher ups over at SVT or Ford Performance that was at the Barrett-Jackson Auto Show just at where was it, Scottsdale, Arizona, just about a week and a half ago, and they sold off a Ford GT. Well, there were some big wigs from Ford there, and one of the guys was Raj, who was on the actual team who made the deciding factor to actually pursue making a Ford GT and going to Le Mans with it. And then you also had this other gentleman, and I'm not going to remember names because I really don't care. It's all about what they say, not really who they are. I know that they represent Ford, though. This one gentleman stated that he received a lot of the information and the analytics and the stats on the car. He said he had not ridden in it, but he stated that he sent an email or something to some other person. It wasn't really in depth, but he stated Venom kills demons, and he's referring to the Dodge Demon, and he's referring to the Cobra, you know, the Shelby GT500. Cobra has the emblems on it, that it was going to kill it. Okay, then we also had a representative from Shelby America, and Shelby, the gentleman from there who was a higher up, stated that Shelby was making a big emphasis on the plus, because their name is on it. You know, it's not just a Ford, it's a Shelby, so they have to prove of the numbers. If they don't feel that it touts and boasts the numbers and the lineage of Carroll Shelby, then they can remove their name from it and say, no, just call it an SVT Cobra. But that was not the case, and he said there's a big emphasis on the plus. So I looked at that and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Now, I'm jumping all over the place, but I'm trying to get to the final verdict here. And these are all predictions that I'm putting forward. Now, there has been an Easter egg that was released at the beginning of the year, or the end of last year, when they were going to release the 2018 Mustang GT. And it showed the instrument cluster. And it showed fourth gear at 455. Or 55 miles an hour. So fourth gear at 55 miles an hour. And people came to the assumption that was the Easter egg. And it was leaked by Ford that said that there's Easter eggs in this picture of the instrument cluster. So people assumed that it was 455 horsepower, given it was fourth gear at 55 miles an hour. Now, come to find out, it was 460 horsepower that the final numbers were revealed for the 2018 GT Mustang. Now, there was another one that was sent out that said 7th gear at 72 miles an hour, and people are assuming that's 772 horsepower, referring to the Shelby GT500. Now, if we go by that variant of 5 horsepower that was actually added in, it would be 777 horsepower. Now, the first thing that most people are going to ask themselves is, how is a Mustang that has 772 horsepower, if that's the number, going to beat an 840 horsepower fully unlocked Demon. And the simple fact is that back, man, I'm gonna say probably the beginning of last year, if not the end of 2015, there was a video, or excuse me, end of 2016, there was a video that was released by Horsepower Kings. Now, in the automotive industry and automotive journalism, they're not looked at and touted as being really legit, but I will refer everybody back to, they had put out a statement that said that the GT350R had made a sub 8 minute run on the Nürburgring, okay? And it actually came out that it was to the dot and tittle that was correct. So I give them a little bit more credence after that. And they put this out months before the numbers were even confirmed by the Nürburgring. So I give them a little bit of credence. Back to the original point. There's a gentleman standing outside of the fence filming, and this drag strip, it's supposedly here in Florida. Wow, that popped really bad. I'm sorry. It was supposedly here in Florida. But anyways, this gentleman is standing there, and there's two Mustangs. There's one that has a fin and a spoiler. The other one doesn't. There's a trailer, and there's tires stacked up in this trailer. So they're drag radials. You can see them. They might have been slicks. You couldn't see the detail, but they're either drag radials or drag slicks that were on there. I'm going to say probably radials. But this car was parked there, and it said that the guy sat there and watched the first run before they ran him off. He even asked the gentlemen that were standing by the car, he said, "Hey, is that a new Ford, Shelby GT500? And the guy said, "Maybe." So he did the first run at the drag strip. Now, if it's the first run, I don't know if the guy was there, if they prepped the track, or if it was just, fresh off, fresh out of the trailer, no drag or no prep, and he just ran straight out of the trailer. But it ran a 1098 at 126. Now, a lot of people are going to say a 1098 does not compare to the fastest record that was released by Dodge for the Demon, which was 9.65. So a 9.65 and a 1098 is actually a pretty large gap as far as the drag, in drag racing. But I think that the reason those numbers are as off as they are is because, for one, drag prep helps out a lot. We know for a fact that Dodge had an individual come out that actually works for Dodge, and he preps the track, gets it ready to go, gets that car the best surface that it can to make the fastest time. There's a lot of things, air tire, pressure and stuff like that come into factor. But this 1098 run, it sounds not that great, but it's really pretty awesome because it could just be a hint of what this car could do. The second factor is, a lot of people are saying, how would a 772 horsepower car meet up with an 840 horsepower car? That's a vast difference in horsepower, especially when you're talking about drag racing. And one is weight reduction. Ford could lighten up the car because it is a lot lighter than the actual Challenger. The body style and the frame and everything, even though they really cut out a lot of weight out of the Demon. The second thing is I believe that this car is going to be nothing but, and I'm really stepping out on a limb on this one, but I feel like it's actually going to be just like the Demon in the fact that it will have the ability for it to run on E85. Just my honest opinion. But at 772 horsepower, it might get up in the 800s, given some E85. I'm not 100% sure on that. That's just a guesstimate on my part, but that could pull it off. So the big thing right now is February 8th, which is on Thursday coming up, because today is the 5th, if I'm not mistaken. Or today might be the 6th. Yeah, today's the 6th. The 8th is where there's a rumor that came off the Mustang G6 or 6G website. I just briefly read over it, but they stated that there was a good possibility the Mustang was, the Shelby was going to be actually unveiled at that auto show. I'm really hoping that that's the case. If not, there's still 2 other shows that it could possibly be completely revealed and debuted at. As far as the car goes, guys, we know that it's been tracked and it's been competed against with the 1LE, the actual ZL1 1LE Camaro. We've seen it in testing with it, so it's trying to track it and trying to get the right amount of time. So from what I'm hearing, this is drag strip and track ready. Ford's trying to split the 2 and kind of make it the best of both worlds. It's going to be very interesting to see what exactly comes out of this car. There's another thing that's very peculiar. If you get the chance to watch the teaser trailer for this video, if you pause where it goes up over the headlamp, you're going to notice that it's a 2017 headlamp and not a 2018 headlamp. Now, this would back up the claim that this car's been in complete hiding and in development since back to the 2015 release of the revamped Mustang before they did the 2018 you know, mid-year rework and everything, redesign. So there's a good possibility it's going to have a 2015 headlamp, which does make sense though, because the 2018 Shelby GT350s do not even come with a 18 headlamp and don't have the new facade or the new front nose that dips down. I think it was like 30 centimeters or millimeters or whatever when they revised the new look. So there's a good possibility this car has already been on the Nürburgring track and that we've probably already seen it in testing there. It's just it probably wasn't at the potential that it is probably going to end up. So that's my take on it, guys. I think this beast is going to have at least 772 horsepower. If I'm correct on the 5 horsepower, like everybody else is stating, then it will be 577 horsepower. I think that it's going to be a strict and very, very solid competitor for the Shelby, or for the Dodge Demon, and also for the Camaro ZL1LE. 1LE lineup. So those are the 2 competitor cars that Ford kind of took into its sights, and we're going to see what happens. So if you like this kind of stuff on my channel, where I start talking about some automotive stuff and you know, go into speculation about new cars that are coming out, if we have somewhat of an idea of what's going on, leave me a comment down in the comment section. And let me know what you guys think. Once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully this has been informative and fun, and you know, we can sit here and think about what's going to happen. But as always, guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.